Hey there, friends. If you're here, then you are up for joining me on a new musical journey as I enter the world of Six. Six is what won the poll for what I should cover next, so here we are. I just want to say a couple things up front. And same kind of thing I did for Come From Away, and I feel like I should do that when I start a new musical, only because I know that hopefully people who watch it are fans of the musical, and so I kind of want to share where I'm coming from before we kind of enter this world. I know I've definitely heard clips of some of the songs. My sister loves the show, and we actually almost saw it live a couple years ago. It didn't end up happening, but I know she adores it. I know it's very short. That threw me, because I kept trying to find a good copy of it, and I was just like, this can't be the whole thing, but I guess it's very short. I know it's meant to be like a concert. I know that it's about the wives of Henry VIII, which I know very little about. I did take history class, but I feel like some friends I have know all about it from history class. And they just took like Norman. It's not like they were history majors, but I don't know. The school I went to, we definitely had, like, if I'm remembering right, this is from forever ago, I am old. Like 9th grade was state history, 10th grade was, I think, world history, 11th was, I believe, European history. I might be flipping those. And 12th was US history. I think that's right. I might be flipping a couple years, but we really didn't. We're like, yeah, there were kings. Let's talk about world wars. They were very into talking about the world wars and didn't talk a ton about. We didn't get into the politics of English kings and all their wives. So I am very clueless. I'm really not gonna know a lot of references. I apologize. That doesn't mean you shouldn't share them with me in the comments, because I'm trash about replying. I get nervous, but I do read everyone's comments, and especially like Come From Away, because we're sharing all those interesting details that I didn't know about, whether you were from Canada, you can show me some insight, or just have been fans of the show for a long time and showed a lot of insight. That's really cool to me. So, like, if you just share random facts, like history facts you think make the show more interesting in the comments, I will read them all, and I will enjoy them, because I like hearing stuff like that. I also know that in this, the queens are based on pop singers. I don't know which ones. I was thinking of looking it up, but I think I actually want to watch the first number and then kind of try to guess. Excuse me. I don't know if they're just meant to be like visual cues, or if it's partially based on like the way their songs sound. I'll be honest, I'm not a pop music fan. I think the only pop album I've ever owned is like Spice Girls. When I was younger, I mean, like, if it was pop punk, like, if they were referencing, like, Good Charlotte, I would know from my pop punk days. But I'm really not a pop music fan, so it does make me nervous of, like, oh, I hope I enjoy these songs, or at the very least can get kind of into them. Part of the reason I am doing this particular cast, which I'm doing the Broadway cast, they have a decent slime tutorial. My sister loves it, and I'm partially doing it because she loves it so much. I've heard that they give really good performances, not necessarily just vocal, but like emotional performances, which I always like watching. I know that there is a pro shot coming out with the original cast. I debated on waiting and watching that, but with my fear that I might not necessarily want to watch this musical twice. Maybe I will. I'm thrilled to be incorrect. But if I just like it and don't necessarily maybe want to watch it all again, I wanted to do this cast for sure. Whereas like with Hadestown, I'm waiting for the pro shot, because I've heard a handful of songs from Hadestown, not necessarily the Broadway version, but I know Hadestown, the other versions. And I know I really want to watch a lot of versions of it, so I kind of want to give the Broadway version like first crack at it. I want to watch them first, as opposed to comparing them with maybe some other performers that do it later that I might like more, if that all makes sense. So anyway, all that to say, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm not doing the pro shot. Now, if I do end up liking the show, or if people are just interested in my thoughts, I might do like a small comparison video later when the pro shot does come out. I'm happy to do that. But yeah, here I go. I know I'm sure I've probably heard more clips than I even know of from like TikTok and stuff. But without further ado, let's get into Six, the very, very short musical. Though I am kind of curious, given how short Six is, I could look this up myself, but I'm curious. What are prices like for their tickets? Do they cost the same amount? I know you get kind of dicey if you really get into charging by the minute, of a show, but I feel like with how short, at least the version I've seen, not in here, hopefully I'm watching the full show, short is, I feel like it should cost a little less, right? Is that crazy? I don't know. Because that's even kind of short for some concerts I've seen. I saw Paul McCartney, he played for like 2 hours.
Divorced, beheaded, survived. New York City, listen up, let me tell you a story that you think you've heard before. And the disgraces. I'm done 'cause I'm just one word in a stupid rhyme. Up a pen and a microphone. History's about to get overthrown. Divorce and die.
They have, point out that they've done that for a few musicals that I've watched on here. Band on the Stage. We love I love Band on the Stage. I also like the scaffolding here where the lights are coming out of. They look cathedral-like, which is a very cool little touch because I don't think there are any sets on this show. Second musical in a row I've done with no sets. Also just at some point I'll cover something really elaborate and really crazy. But no, I don't mind a minimalist set. I feel like everything about this show, it would be very fun to watch it in a place like the Hollywood Bowl. Because it's meant to be a concert, to see it in like an amphitheater, I feel like would be so fun. Have they done that yet? I've seen, they've done like musical, or Disney musicals there, and I saw Rent once, at the Hollywood Bowl, when Neil Patrick Harris, I think, was directing it. That's Skylar Astin and Wade Brady in it. It wasn't bad. I have issues with Rent, but that was a nice version. But this would be really fun, I feel like, to see it in a big theater, like it's kind of begging you to.
Divorced, beheaded, survived. But just for you tonight, we're divorced, beheaded, live. To the show, to the history mix, pushing up the flow as we add the remix. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives. Waiting on the roof till we hit the ceiling. Get ready for the truth, and we'll be revealing. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives.
Already we're seeing how the lighting is so much different than any show I've covered on here before, because so far it's being lit like a concert. It's a lot more spotlights, constantly moving, all the like flashing lights, things like that. And much like in Come From Away, the last one, where it's they're breaking the fourth wall to tell us this story. This even more so is them kind of telling us something. They're playing green sleeves. That's kind of fun. I like that. Or like they have little holders for their microphones. Love that too. That's a really nice touch. I like that they have microphones instead of just because it's a concert. They could have done like the headset things, but I think it's fun that they're holding a mic. You can be a little bit more dramatic holding a mic. But I like they have these little like themed. That's very cute. I kind of both love and hate their costumes in a lot of ways. They look like they're made out of what's it called? Hold on, I have to go find what I'm thinking of. Hey, to future me, put a picture of the thing I'm talking about. Some of their sleeves, they're meant to be kind of like, looks sort of like a throwback, but also look modern, but also look like no clothes anyone would wear because it's very like fashion, runway, concert thing. So it's all meant to look anachronistic. But some of their sleeves look kind of like those little rainbow twirler toys that you like that picture here. They move up and down. I think famously Ryan Gosling was disturbed by one in an interview. But that's what their sleeves look like, and it's weird. Rose line's cute.
Just for you tonight. We're divorced, beheaded, live. To the show, to the history mix. Switching up the flow as we had the premix. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives. Dancing through the night till the break of day. We're done, we'll start again like it's the release. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives, but now we're ex-wives.
I love that they all look like all their costumes came from the same place. Like, clearly it's all the same style, but all of them have very distinct silhouettes. I think that's really great. They've got, obviously, their color coding, but, like, all their crowns are slightly different. Some of them aren't even crowns. Some of them are, like, you know, the ponytail thing. Their skirts are all just a little bit different. I think that's very... There's a really cool talent in being able to make everything look like it's immediately from the same place, but also, if you just saw a darker version of the silhouettes, if you knew the show, you could pick out which one was which.
My name's Catherine of Aragon. Was married 24 years. I'm a paragon of royalty. My loyalty is to the Vatican. So if you try to dump me, you won't try that again.
Her being the original queen, I like that her crown looks the most traditionally like a crown. That's kind of fun. Let's play the game of, can I guess what pop star each one is? I would assume she's meant to be maybe like kind of a Beyonce type. I mean, like most Beyonce songs I know are like Destiny's Child. I would have sound very silly in this guessing game.
I'm that Boleyn girl and I'm up next. See, I'm England from the church. Yeah, I'm that sexy. Why did I lose my head? Well, my sleeves may be green, but my lipstick's red.
She's cute. I've seen clips of her before. I've seen clips of the UK version as well. She's very flirty. I'm guessing maybe like a UK pop star. I don't know.
James Seymour, the only one he truly loved. When my son was newly born, I died, but I'm not what I seem, or am I? Stick around and you'll suddenly see more.
I love her outfit. I'm assuming Adele. Beautiful.
Divorce. Ich bin in love. When he saw my portrait, he was like, yeah, but I didn't look as good as I did my pick. Funny how we all discussed that, but now the Henry's lit.
I'm gonna assume Nicki Minaj, could be wrong.
Bring up your ears in the cavern, who lost her head? Oh, my promiscuity outside of weather. Lock up your husband, lock up your sons. Hey, holidays here, the fun's begun.
Based just on the high ponytail, I'm assuming Ariana Grande, because she's the one that wears that, right? I think she is. Or used to. I don't think she does anymore. I don't know. People have sure mentioned this a million times. I do love the touch of the beheaded ones wearing the choker. It's very simple, but it's great. And the one who just died naturally wearing white, of course, the angelic color.
I saw him to the end of his life.
Look at their faces, just kind of looking at her like this bitch that she got to live. I do adore her hair. I'm a sucker for that. She looks gorgeous.
I saw him to the end of his life. I'm the survivor, Catherine Parr. I bet you wanna know how I got this far. I bet you wanna know.
I don't know who that's supposed to be. I don't know enough.
Oh, how I got this far. Do you wanna know how we got this far? Switching up the flow as we had the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives. Come on, be up, get this party buzzing. Wanna please me? Well, there's half a dozen. Everybody knows that we used to be six wives.
great opening number. I feel like it really is, it kind of, I like when a show, when their first number is like, hey, if you're not bought in by the end of this song, you should probably just head home. Like, they don't bury the lead. They're like, here's how it is. It's kind of silly. It's not taking itself very seriously. There's some cut lines that were a little bit cringy, but it's like all in good fun kind of thing. But it's also like, if you can't handle this kind of goofy stuff, like why you got unfriended, you should probably just go. It's establishing, like, you know, and for one night only, or live, this thing of like the conceit of, hey, guess what? It's for one special concert night, you're watching these girls tell their story. And like, we're probably not going to be very historically accurate, but we're going to be based on feelings, and that's okay. It's pop music. That's how it should be. Let me, for fun, go find out who they are meant to be. I don't think it's very strict, but like, we're inspired by either visually or song-wise. We'll see. But see if I got any of them right, I'm gonna be pretty proud. Okay, let's see. Catherine of Aragon. Hey, Beyonce. Got it right. Jennifer Hudson. Rock on. Is she a pop singer? She was just an actress. And Boleyn. I don't see Avril Lavigne at all. Granted, I only, when I think of Avril Lavigne, I just think of Complicated. I think of just dark eyeshadow and like arm warmers. Lily Allen. She sang, I do know her. She is, okay, she's a UK pop star. Does that count as me being right? She sang Smile, which I know, and I love her dad. Her dad is Keith Allen, who is an actor, and I love him because, unlike the most inaccurate version of Robin Hood, which I used to adore, BBC Robin Hood, with Richard Armitage, this guy of Gisborne, he was the sheriff. I adored that mess of a show. My friends and I were so obsessed with that version of Robin Hood back in the day. Oh my god. Jane Seymour, Adele, okay, got that. And also Sia and Celine Dion, sure. And please, I got Nicki Minaj right. I actually did okay. Catherine Howard, Ariana Grande, Catherine Parr, okay. Alicia Keys, which I didn't see, and I don't know. Emily Sande. I do not know who that is. Sorry. I know who Alicia Keys is. That was my sister's first concert she ever went to, was Alicia Keys. My first concert I ever went to was Weird Al. So that shows the differences between my sister and me.
We are six. Welcome to our divorced but ended live tour. New York, we got a whole lot in store for you tonight.
That's right, girl. We've got the wrist to ruffle your ruffs.
Shimmies to shake up your shimmies.
It was kind of fun to be able to, if you're someone who's used to playing, like, being a Broadway performer, to be able to just be like, how's everyone doing? Just fully break it.
A whole lot of history.
Or as we like to call it, her story. Obviously, you know who we are.
Please, no portrait.
But let's give it up for our ladies in waiting.
Are the band's called Ladies in Waiting? That's cute.
That's
cute.
Dixie on the bass. Coming up next, we got Joan. And the beat's so sick.
Oh, it is an all-female band. I love that. I also love that they are dressed as well like them, just covered in spikes. But I like that they're dressed themed as well.
Now if you count, it's my name. So you came here tonight to party
I love when they can introduce the band too. That's very cool.
with us, old school. Really, really old school.
We're not here to have fun. We have a serious score to settle. Because you see, New York, the problem is there's 6 of us. And we know you've all got your favorite.
Yes, everybody always wants to know who's the most important wife.
And they've been arguing about it for centuries.
We've heard it all. Who lasts the longest, was the strongest?
The biggest sinner is Ob's the winner. Who had the son takes number 1.
Who's most chaste shall be first place.
The most inglorious is victorious. The winning contestant was the most protestant.
I mean, I'll be honest, I only knew one of their names, and that was Anne Boleyn. I've seen the other Boleyn girl once. That's about it. Doesn't mean she's the most important, but, you know, controversy. It's easy to remember, I guess.
Protestant.
But tonight, we're going to answer your questions once and for all.
Tell you what you want, what you really, really want. That's right. We're here to help you figure out which one of us is
The queen of the castle.
the rose among the thorns. learned? The Thomas Cromwell amongst the royal ministers between 1532 and 1540.
But how the purgatory are they going to choose their leading lady?
Well, hold up. If this is going to be a fair competition...
That one actually does have a plot. I didn't think of that plot. I just thought it was just all of them singing songs. Alright, so it's who's the best or who was the most fucked over? I love the little bee. That's cute. But I also like that her neck cuff is like still kind of bedazzled a little bit. Like from the bits I know of her, she liked fancy things. So it's kind of funny that she would have, even if it's showing that she was beheaded, it would still have like pearls on it. I think that's cute. And if I roll my eyes at some of the lines, I struggle with puns and corny jokes. I just don't, they make me mad. Not seriously mad. I'm trying to enter my brain as like, I'm at Ren Fair, and this is how it is. Because I love Ren Fairs, and a lot of them have very kind of corny, silly stuff like that. So I'm just kind of trying to enter a Ren Fair perspective right now.
They're gonna have to judge us by the one thing we have in common.
The queen to take the crown should be the one who had the biggest,
The firmest.
the fullest.
Load of BS to deal with from the man who put a ring on it.
I love the earrings for her. That's cute.
A little contest for you. And the rules are simple. The queen who was dealt the worst hand. The queen with the most hardships to withstand.
The queen for whom it didn't really go as planned
Shall be the one to lead the band. So what do you think?
Well, it's probably not her. And I think while she died, she was treated pretty well by him from the bits I can recall. So I imagine it's one of you four.
To the coronation, who will take the crown, be the pop sensation. Everybody knows who he is to be 6'1".
You know what I mean? I do actually know. I know a little bit about some of them. I don't know anything about the one who was the last one. I know Anne Boleyn contributed to the starting of the Church of England. I know that the first Catherine was really religious, and I think from Spain. I know that Jane Seymour had a son, which was a huge deal because he really needed sons. I don't think that kid lived very long, hence Queen Elizabeth, which I think is Anne's kid. I know. Oh god, it's like I'm remembering bits of information I've gotten mostly from like movies over the years. I don't know anything about divorced back there, second divorced. And I know from the bits I know about the second Catherine, she should win. Unless something horrific happens to me. Well, granted, no, she should win. Anyway.
The only one you need to hear from tonight, New York. I'm about to win this competition. Give me a beat. So, since the day I arrived in England, let's just say my faith has been tested on more than one occasion. First things first, I'm shipped over from Spain on the night of my sweet 16th to marry some prince called Arthur. And I'm like, okay, then Arthur dies, so naturally I'm in prison for 7 years. Really helping the grieving process, you know? Still, I'm like, okay. Oh, but thank God, they rescued me just in time to marry Prince Henry, my dead husband's brother. Okay, so I'm thinking, bit weird. But you see him back in the summer of 09, let me tell you, he was, alright. So 7 years later, we're still trying for an heir. He's trying really hard. And I'm like, ugh, okay. Then he starts coming home late. I was just out with my ministers. But there's lipstick on his ruff. And I'm like, okay. So many of us will annul our marriage, move some side chickens to one palace, and move me into a convent. Now, I don't think I look that good in a wimple. So I'm like, no way.
I I loved that. I love the way that it's like her describing her life up to that point, the bullshit she went through. It's showing how women in that time, in that position, were just kind of meant to be like, we just throw you around until like you're this guy. No, that didn't work out. Stay here. This guy, like, you're just such a chess piece, and that's all you are. You're lucky enough to be a chess piece, which, like, you know, you're rich enough, your family's rich enough to be a chess piece. And the constant variation of okay was cute. It shows, like, first of all, that it's just like that's all you can do. You can just keep saying okay. But you can see that building rage, and then she's clearly a strong enough person to change it to no. But they had kids, didn't they? I'm like I thought they had kids, which how do you annul a marriage if you got hella kids? Just not a guy, which is the important bit. Well, how you annul it is you start your own church. How you annul it is you are the king and you make something up.
You must agree to baby, and all the time I've been by your side. I've never lost control, no matter how many times I knew you lied. Had my golden rule, gotta keep my cool, yeah, baby. Even though you've had your fun running around with some pretty young thing, and even though you've had one son with someone who don't own a wedding ring, no matter what it hurt, I didn't say a word, no, baby. Like every single day. But now it's time to shh and listen when I say.
That's cute, using the fact that she, you know, I guess they don't curse in the show, the censoring of shit to then match with the of shut the fuck up. I like that quite a bit. I also love the way I'm curious on how the choreography works for all of them, but I like the way she moves because she seems very like intense and like headstrong. Clearly, I mean, like, I think we're married I kept saying I don't know anything. I know little bits. I know that I don't know if this was the longest marriage, but they were married for a while. I think, like, I'm probably very wrong. I think at least, like, over 10 years, if not over 20 years. Like, they were married for a long time. And it's that thing of just like, you're married to this guy, dealing with this guy who sucks, who's constantly cheating on you, for that long, producing children for him, but not the right children, and for not only for him to be like, hey, I'm done with you, but like, hey, you're not queen, and it's like, I've been queen this whole time, for him to be able to try to take that from you, like, yeah, you're gonna be pissed. And so she moves with this kind of very precise movements in the way that she dances that have this built-in kind of righteous anger to them, which is kind of fun. So far, this song is very catchy. And I also like that the other, even though this is a competition, that they all work as her backup singers. They're very fun.
You must think I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. If you think for a moment I'm preaching unknown, just hold up there. No way.
I love even having her color be gold, like she was having her crown be the most distinctly crown-like. She's wearing the most, like, you know, her around her neck, or like all this gold. She is like the queen like she is the original. Probably showing that maybe they were married the longest. Could I research these things? Yes, but why? I also like that between like the horns I was just hearing, and I forget what kind of drum that is. The drum they're using, it has kind of a Latin like flair to it, sort of but specifically like Latin pop, which I think is really cool because she is the queen from Spain, if I'm remembering right.
No way. No way. No way.
I dig it.
No way. There's nowhere. So you read a Bible verse and I'm cursed because I was your brother's wife. You say it's a pity because 14 love it did us. I'll end up kiddyless all my life. But you did when I gave birth to Mary. Oh, don't remember. You're just so full.
Daughters are so easy to forget. That's a lot. A couple of them have daughters, but also they are daughters that were easy to forget to history. This is pretty clever. I like this. This song is very good.
Must think that I'm naive.
this is the most dancing I've seen in a show I've covered so far. Could be wrong. I think so, though.
You got me down to my knees, please.
Love that. Because they have these things here, they can kind of project whatever they want onto them. But the simple light cues are really fun.
Tell me what you think I done wrong. Been humble, been loyal, I've tried to swallow my pride all along. If you can just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain, I'll go. No, you've got nothing to say. I'm not going away. There's no crazy. You wanna replace me, baby? No way. You make me your wife, so I'll be queen till the end. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
I love how intense she was the whole time. And just always come to that thing of like this. Love it. Of course, she does go, doesn't she? I mean, like, oops. Doesn't matter how determined you are. You're still a lady. They can still kind of check you out. But doesn't one of her kids become... This is where I don't know stuff. I think one of her kids becomes queen at some point. I was too curious, so I did look that up. Yeah, so one of her kids eventually became queen. Mary did. I didn't realize, yeah, I thought she had other kids, but now I guess, like, she just suffered a lot of unsuccessful births. A lot of stillborns, and babies didn't make it out of being babies. That is very sad. But as a woman, that made you look like a failure. Because the world is a sad place. But we all knew who came after her. We got divorced. What's next?
Oh! Clearly I had the most to deal with from the king. And I hit that high C, so like, that is still my crown.
Oh, wait, hang on. Who was that other one?
I think you're thinking of me.
No, there was definitely like a really important one.
Still
I
me.
think she like overlapped with you.
No, yeah, the really famous and controversial one who people actually care about.
Yeah, you know, the one you've been waiting for.
The one.
No, is Green, like... Why is Green associated with Anne? I know in the other Boleyn girl, I think she wears green. She at least wears green on the cover of the movie. Because, and I know, like, I think... There was, like, a legend, I think, that, like, Green Sleeves was written for her, about her, but it wasn't... Like, that doesn't make sense when it comes to time. So it's not true, but... I don't know if there's any other reason of the association with green. I mean, I guess greed. If we want to get all that about it. She certainly did have a lot of demands. Which didn't go great for her.
The mystery. The one who changed history. The one who changed history. The temptress. The one with the plan. The plan to steal the man. And the one who chased the king but paid the price with the swordsman swing. Will she be the one to win? And
I've heard bits of this song. This girl's adorable. Like, it's blind casting, and even then you still just don't see enough Asian performers, I feel like, on Broadway, unless it's like a specifically Asian show. So it's just cool she's here to begin with, but also she's just... Some of the parts I've heard of the song are so cringy, but darn if she doesn't make it kind of likable anyway, with her energy.
Sorry.
Grew up in the French court, oui, bonjour, life was a torso.
she set sail.
22 came straight to the UK, all the British dudes went
Epic fail.
I wanted lady. Wouldn't be better than he sent me a letter and you were my kid and I was prêt à manger.
I also like that she's not like, because none of these women were like, that was, being like a stick was not the fashion then. Like, you looked like, nope, you couldn't afford to eat. I like that she's not, I mean, she's gorgeous and she's thin, but like, she's not like actory, you know, I don't know if theater has the same standards, but like, this ridiculous thing. I think that she looks like a normal human being and is very, very cute. I love her energy. I also like that going back to the choreography and everything, the way she's performing it, a lot more kind of playful and sort of sporadic and fluid than the more precise movements of Catherine. It's just more of like a girl just kind of doing whatever, playing in the club, than it is like someone who's really fighting for something and pissed. You know, like, yeah, Catherine loves her title. If she loses her head, I love the whole daddy said you should try to get ahead. Doubles on the head, always fun. Doubles on the head, yeah.
Just saying hi. You're a nice guy. I'll think about it maybe. XO, baby. Uh-oh. Here we go.
You sent him kisses?
I didn't know I would move in with his missus.
What?
Yeah, why?
You're living with his wife?
Like, what was I meant to do? Sorry, not sorry about what I said. I'm just trying to have some fun. Don't worry, don't lose your head. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. LOL, say OL, or go to hell. I'm sorry, not sorry about what I said. Don't lose your head.
See, like, this had the kind of same thing that Catherine did. I thought it'd be a carryover, but everything else about that was just very kind of, it felt a lot younger, which she would have been a lot younger than Catherine, and very kind of cutesy.
In the bed and the little one said, you wanna be wet, make up your mind. Her or me, chum, don't wanna be some girl in a threesome. Are you blind? Don't be bitter, cause I'm fitter. Why hasn't it hit her? He doesn't wanna bang you. Somebody hang you.
I love her, like, still, like, you know, it's like, this is on, they're on tour, so it's like, we've done this in rehearsals. I know I have to be, like, the backup person, but maybe she's saying it more, straight on in the imaginary rehearsals. So you just see her, like, trying to, I can do this, I have to sing, like, trying to carry on, and then just look at the face, though, can't take it, as Anne's singing at her, it's like, this fucking bitch. I like that we're seeing that a little bit. I was curious on if there'd be play between the queens during their songs, since they all are the backup singers, but I like that moment there. That was very funny. Or the rest of them are all kind of singing and smiling and playing along, but she had to be like, yo, I need a fucking minute. And yeah, everything about the way she's singing this is very like, well, I don't know, I'm just kind of like the whole what was I meant to do of just like, it's all just a game. It's all, nothing means anything. We're all just having fun.
I didn't really mean it, but rumors spiral.
Wow, can't wait to make the country hate you.
Wait, what was I meant to do? Sorry, not sorry about what I said. I'm just trying to have some fun. Don't worry, don't lose your head. I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
That was cute, the loose thing, and then pushing your head forward, like, back into place. Cute.
LOL, say OL, or go to hell. I'm sorry, not sorry about what I said. Don't lose your head. Try to elope, but the Pope said nope. Our only hope was Henry. He got a promotion, caused a commotion, set in motion the COE. The rules were so outdated. Us two wanted to get X-rated.
Excommunicated.
Everybody chill, it's totes God's will.
I need to see someone else perform this because, like, I kind of hate these lyrics a little bit. They're just, and it's on purpose. Like, they're exactly as they should be. I'm not, like, I get it, but I hate what it is. But she's just so fun that I can't hate it. And I'm trying to figure out if I had maybe heard someone else do it first, would I hate the song? Because this is actually kind of like, I would listen to this song again, 100%.
Let me tell you how it
Are they all fighting for the bouquet? That's funny.
went down. Henry's out every night on the town, just sleeping around like, what the hell? If that's how it's gonna be, maybe I'll flirt with the guy or three just to make him jump. Henry finds out and he goes mental. He screams and shouts like so judgmental. You dumb bitch, bro! Just shut up! I wouldn't be such a if you can get it up. Is that what you said? And now he's going round like off with her head. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he needs it. Seems it. What was I meant to do? She meant to. Like, what was I meant to do? What was she meant to do? What was I meant to do? What was she meant to do?
Like for a second, they were going almost back into her little dance for the chorus. Like, oh, we know what part it is now that she's actually freaking out. But I like that they're backup singers, but also kind of doubling as like maybe women in court. That were like, oh my gosh, all the rumors and things like that. It's very cute.
That guy, seriously, he actually wants to chop my head off! I guess he just really liked my head.
That's a Ren Fair. I don't know, it probably sounds weird to people who have been to normal Ren Fairs that I constantly associate like naughtier jokes with Ren Fair, but I just used to always go to there's an area of the Ren Fair I grew up with, I started going in my like late teens, that was all like R-rated Ren Fair songs, and so I'm just used to like constant sexual innuendo being associated with Ren Fairs. You know, thinking about the people she was compared to, like the singers, I do that right there when the electric guitar kicked in. I do kind of get the Avril Lavigne. I also definitely get the Lily Allen inspiration there from the 3 Lily Allen songs I know. That's cute enough. That's on purpose, but the snap spotlight on her, so it kind of like is her face cutting off her head. That's cute. Still smiling. She's like, I know, right? I am the one you know the most.
Wait, didn't you actually die? Yeah, it was so extra. Yeah, now I'm Obs, the winner. I think I'll do another solo. So my next song is one I wrote about the moment when I found out Catherine of Aragon had tragically died. It's called Wearing Yellow to a Funeral. Hang on!
Also, you ain't the only one who got beheaded, so calm down. That's all from me for today, lovelies. I will see you in the next part. Like and subscribe. God, that sounded... No, I don't like saying that. That didn't sound good coming out of my mouth. I know it's what you say in outros. I didn't like it. Pieces, geeses.